was a hot July day in the summer of 1980, about mid-morning, when a man walks up to me with a gun on his hip, with a cold look on his face, eyes hidden behind sunglasses. The man's outfit was neatly pressed, shining in all the right spots. This man was not a criminal nor a terrorist. This man was Earl D. Lee, former sheriff of Douglas County, Georgia. My name is Jason Watson, and today I would like to commemorate the life and career of Sheriff Earl Lee. The first time I met Sheriff Lee, as I called him, was that summer morning at on the 4th of July at the local parade in Douglasville. My father had just been recently elected County Commission Chairman of Douglas County, so he had developed a professional relationship with the sheriff. The sheriff came up to me and asked me to ride with him in the parade, as he would wave to all the parade goers with the district attorney. Of course, I readily accepted. The sheriff attempted to get me to ride inside the patrol car on top of the hood of the patrol car with he and the DA. I refused. I wanted to ride inside where all the action was happening. From that day forward, from that moment forward, Sheriff Lee has been responsible for the career that I'm involved in today and have been for the last 15 years, which is law enforcement. He had no idea the impression he left on me was so great that I knew from that moment on, even at 5 years old, what I wanted to be when I grew up, so to speak. Second to my parents, Sheriff Lee is my hero. Sheriff Lee started his career in law enforcement in 1964 with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office as a deputy in training. About a year later, he transferred over to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office under then Sheriff Claude Abercrombie. In 1968, Sheriff Abercrombie promoted Sheriff Earl Lee to Chief Deputy at Douglas County. Then in 1972, Earl Lee challenged his current boss, Sheriff Abercrombie, in the election and won. Sheriff Lee's tenure lasted the next 20 years until 1992 when he was defeated by Tommy Waldron. We all thought at the time that Sheriff Lee's tenure or reign as sheriff or his career in law enforcement, we figured it was over at the time. It wasn't. In 1996, he attempted a comeback. He ran for election against Tommy Waldron. Unfortunately, he was unsuccessful. But during his tenure, Sheriff Lee was responsible for many things, many new innovations at the Sheriff's Department, many advances in law enforcement at the Sheriff's Department, and also involved in many crimes regionally and nationally. Sheriff Lee was renowned nationwide and regionally for his investigative techniques and skills, and also his interrogation techniques. Sheriff Lee had a knack to talk to suspects or individuals and get what was needed out of them. He was successful a lot of times in re-interviewing folks that other investigators were not able to be successful with. During his tenure at the Sheriff's Office, he was successful in starting several programs that are still utilized today, such as the K-9 and the SWAT team programs, or the Special Weapons and Tactics. Those type programs in the 70s and 80s were very new and a lot of times unheard of at the smaller agencies, which is what Douglas County was at the time. In 1983, Sheriff Lee built and opened a brand new jail in Douglas County. This jail was nationally accredited, which, believe it or not, was the first of that kind in the state. It's first jail ever nationally accredited in the state of Georgia. With all that I'm telling you, Sheriff Lee was a great crime fighter, a great law enforcement officer, but also one thing about Sheriff Lee many people didn't know was Sheriff Lee had a heart of gold. I was fortunate enough to know Sheriff Lee not only on a professional level, but also on a personal level over the years. Sheriff Lee would give you the shirt off his back. Had a special place in his heart for children and for people that need it. Unless you committed a crime in Douglas County, Georgia, he would not turn you away. he would put you in jail if you deserve to go to jail. It's not necessarily what he liked doing, but that was his job, and he did it well. Sheriff Lee fought crime with all that he had throughout his entire career. Sheriff Lee's responsible for many crimes being solved in and out of Douglas County. Sheriff Lee ruled with an iron fist, but also had a heart the size of Texas. Even though Sheriff Lee, his tenure ended in 1992, he will forever, ever be Sheriff Lee in my heart.